This is a city and a nation that's lurched from crisis to crisis over simply developing a budget, simply making an agreement over tax and spending. We've had government shutdowns. We've nearly defaulted on the debt. This has been the most rancorous period that you could imagine over these kinds of issues. You waltz in quietly and craft an agreement with the leading conservative thinker and the budget committee chair in the House, Paul Ryan. You cut through that hostile environment and came to an agreement. Some people say it wasn't big enough. Nevertheless, it was an agreement. But it had something to do with the 3 F's, I'm told: family,
Correct.
fish,
Correct.
and football.
Right,
Okay.
Exactly. I mean,
The family part we can skip.
well,
let's go straight to the fish
but
and the football.
interestingly, both Paul Ryan and I had tragedies happen to our fathers that impacted our lives, and we shared that. And I think
Talk about that.
well, obviously he lost his father when he was very young. My father was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis when I was 15. Literally had to quit working, and my mother, who was raising 7 children, had to go back to work. So we both had a huge challenge when we were teenagers that we had to overcome, and that was something that we shared in common. But I had to find something. I have 4 brothers, so I get how this works. You gotta, talk the language, and I fish. And he fishes.
You salmon fish,
I
correct?
salmon fish. He fishes for some weird fish that they fish for. I never did get that. But I mean, I don't even know if he eat what he catches. We eat what I catch. But anyway, we could kind of share stories about that. But probably the thing that kept us laughing the most was our football teams. Now, I'm from Washington State. Nobody was talking about the Seahawks way back when we started this, but his team, sorry Tammy, kind of got kicked out of the season early on because your quarterback was injured. So I would just give Paul grief about his football team, and of course my team kept doing better and better, and it was kind of the go-to laugh that we could share. And interestingly, I'll just tell all of you that because that became a common bond, after we reached this agreement, worked it through Congress, I called the Seahawks, and our quarterback signed a jersey to Paul Ryan, which I presented to him. Now, this was a month before the Super Bowl, when now that jersey is really worth a lot, so he owes me now. But yeah, no, so you have to establish some things that aren't what you're talking on budget and numbers and those kinds of things, but really who this other person is you have to work with.